Was England ever truly ruled by a child? Did a queen's beauty trigger wars? Could a king's cruelty birth a revolution? The air in 13th century England smelled of damp stone, wood smoke, and simmering resentment. Not the pleasant kind, mind you. This was the scent of a kingdom fracturing, a dynasty teetering on the edge of chaos, all thanks to a man named Joan, not the good one, naturally. This John the 21st was a whirlwind of paranoia, a collector of enemies, and, frankly, a terrible ruler. Let's start with the basics, shall we? John the King was a man who seemed to delight in making life miserable for everyone around him. He confiscated church property like it was a personal piggy bank, excommunicated bishops for daring to criticize him, and taxed the populace until they were practically begging for mercy. He wasn't exactly winning any popularity contests. Then there was Arthur, his younger brother, a man so tragically beautiful, so utterly beloved that John decided to, well, let's just say he expedited Arthur's demise. A swift, brutal murder, a plot hatched in the shadows, fueled by jealousy and a desperate need to consolidate power. The barons, predictably, weren't thrilled. They'd had enough of John's capricious rule, his exorbitant taxes, and his general air of tyrannical unpleasantness. So they rebelled, and it wasn't a polite little grumble. It was a full-blown, bloody, chaotic mess. Let's rewind a bit, shall we? Back to the early 13th century and a young woman named Matilda, the daughter of King Henry I. She was a force of nature, a warrior queen, and crucially, the rightful heir to the throne. But Henry, in a move that would reverberate through centuries, decided to bypass her and name his son, William, as his successor. Matilda, understandably, wasn't amused. She promptly declared war. This wasn't some dainty little skirmish. This was a brutal, protracted civil war that ripped England apart. Matilda, a formidable opponent, led her forces with ruthless efficiency, capturing castles, raising armies, and generally making life very, very difficult for the English crown. She died in 1167, leaving a legacy of defiance and a kingdom scarred by conflict. Now, let's jump ahead a few decades. England is still wrestling with its identity, its succession, and its frankly appalling monarchs. Enter Joan of Kent, Princess of Wales, a woman of remarkable intelligence and political savvy. She wasn't just a pretty face, she was a skilled diplomat, a shrewd negotiator, and a surprisingly effective advisor. She married William Marshal, 1st Earl of Pembroke, a powerful nobleman, and became a vital link between the king and the barons. She was also, let's be honest, a magnet for trouble. Her beauty and her influence made her a target for jealous rivals, and she found herself embroiled in numerous intrigues and conspiracies. She was a player in the game, all right, and a damn good one. But the 13th century wasn't just about kings and queens and bloody rebellions. There were also wars, of course. The French, under Philip II Augustus, were particularly keen on poking England in the eye. John, our favorite tyrant, was at the heart of it all, launching disastrous invasions of France, losing vast swathes of territory, and generally making a complete mess of things. The Battle of Bouvines in 1214 was a particularly humiliating defeat for John. He was surrounded, outnumbered, and utterly routed. It was a turning point, really, the moment when the barons finally decided they'd had enough. Speaking of the barons, let's talk about their leader, Robert of Mowbray. A man of immense wealth and influence, he spearheaded the revolt against John. He was a charismatic figure, a skilled warrior, and a master of political maneuvering. His actions ultimately led to his downfall. He was captured, tried for treason, and executed in 1216. A dramatic end for a man who'd played such a pivotal role in shaping the course of English history. Then there's Joan of England, the daughter of Edward III. A delicate, beautiful child, she was thrust into the middle of a political maelstrom. Her mother, Isabella of France, was a powerful and ambitious woman, and she used her daughter as a pawn in her schemes to secure the throne for her son, Edward. It was a dangerous game, and one that ultimately ended in tragedy. Joan was poisoned by her stepmother, a shocking act of betrayal that sent shockwaves through the royal court. Let's not forget Joanna of Navarre, Queen of France. a woman who navigated the treacherous waters of European politics with a remarkable degree of skill. She was married to Louis VIII, the King of France, and played a key role in the succession of his son, Louis IX. She was a diplomatic powerhouse, a shrewd negotiator, and a respected figure in the French court. Her influence extended far beyond the borders of France, and she was a key player in shaping the political landscape of Western Europe. And then there's Joan of Acre, Countess of Gloucester, a woman who embodied the complexities of the Crusades. She was born in England, raised in France, and traveled extensively throughout the Holy Land. She was a skilled warrior, a devout Christian, and a patron of the arts. Her life was a testament to the turbulent times in which she lived, a period of religious fervor, political intrigue, and military conflict. Let's move across the continent to France, where we find Joan of the Tower, a woman shrouded in mystery and speculation. She was imprisoned for years, accused of treason and plotting against the crown. Her fate remains uncertain, and her story has been the subject of countless theories and debates. Was she a victim of political machinations or a genuine threat to the monarchy? The truth, sadly, remains elusive. Then there's the fascinating story of Joan of Burgundy, Queen of France. A woman of immense beauty and influence, she was married to Philip the Bold, Duke of Burgundy. She played a key role in securing Burgundy's independence from the French crown, and she was a respected figure in the Burgundian court. Her life was a blend of diplomacy, intrigue, and political maneuvering. Now let's shift our attention to the Scottish Highlands. The story of Llewellyn ap Gruffudd, the Last, is a tragic tale of a Welsh prince who sought to establish a kingdom in Scotland. He was a charismatic leader, a skilled warrior, and a formidable opponent. But he was ultimately defeated and killed in battle, his dreams of conquest shattered. His death marked the end of Welsh influence in Scotland and ushered in a new era of Scottish dominance. And what about Llewellyn the Great, the man who laid the groundwork for Llewellyn the Last? He was a powerful Welsh ruler who fought tirelessly to preserve his kingdom's independence. He was a skilled military commander, a shrewd diplomat, and a symbol of Welsh resistance. His reign was marked by both success and tragedy, and his legacy continues to inspire Welsh pride to this day. The 13th century wasn't just about kings and queens and battles. It was also a time of significant social and economic change. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, was a landmark document that limited the power of the monarchy and established the principle of the rule of law. It was a crucial step in the development of English democracy, and its influence can still be felt today. The Labourers' Statute of 1351, also known as the Statute of Labourers, attempted to control wages and prevent labor shortages during the Black Death. It was a desperate measure, reflecting the chaos and upheaval of the time. And the Peasants' Revolt, a widespread uprising against oppressive taxation and feudal obligations, demonstrated the simmering discontent among the common people. The art of the period reflected this turbulent time. Langland's Piers Plowman offers a complex meditation on social justice and religious faith, while the lavish tapestries commissioned by Richard II showcase the power and prestige of the monarchy. The political landscape was a tangled web of alliances, betrayals, and power struggles. The Lords Appellant, a group of powerful barons who challenged the authority of the king, played a significant role in shaping the course of events. Their actions led to a period of intense political instability and ultimately contributed to the downfall of John. Then there's the story of Henry II's wars with Louis VII, King of France. A protracted and costly conflict that drained the English treasury and left a legacy of bitterness and resentment. The Treaty of Leek, signed in 1318, offered a temporary respite, but the underlying tensions remained, and let's not forget the role of the Church. The interdict crisis of 1204, when the Church imposed a religious boycott on England, exposed the deep divisions within society. The excommunication of John, a dramatic act of defiance, further inflamed the situation. The legacy of John, the tyrant king, is complex and contradictory. He was a ruthless and incompetent ruler, but he was also a skilled military commander and a shrewd politician. His reign was marked by both tragedy and triumph, and his actions had a profound impact on the course of English history. Edward II, John's successor, was a man of gentle disposition and artistic sensibilities. But he was also a weak and indecisive ruler, and he was ultimately overthrown by his ambitious barons. His deposition and murder sparked a period of intense political instability and ushered in a new era of conflict. Richard II, the last Plantagenet king, was a charismatic and idealistic young man who sought to reform the monarchy and restore the glory of England. But he was also a stubborn and inflexible ruler, and he clashed repeatedly with the powerful barons. His deposition and exile marked the end of the Plantagenet dynasty and ushered in the era of the House of Lancaster. The stories of these individuals, the kings, the queens, the barons, the rebels, are intertwined, creating a rich and complex tapestry of medieval England. Each one played a role in shaping the destiny of the kingdom, and their actions continue to resonate today. Was England ever truly ruled by a child? Did a queen's beauty trigger wars? Could a king's cruelty birth a revolution?